That letter on the end of the type code tells you which process is used in the external world. So NP, the P tells you that the N is used in the external world, and J tells you that the N is used in the internal world. That's all that J and P do, nothing more. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're more organized, less organized. It doesn't mean that you are decisive. It doesn't mean, the J doesn't mean that you're decisive. The P doesn't mean that you put things off. Okay, so the J and P, if you say a bunch of things about J and P as something separate, you're really talking about something different. So if there's a J on the end of the code and there's an N, you have a perception of how things will be. So you're likely to structure the world to make that happen. The world, your world, something. If there is a P on the end of the code and an N, then that means that you're going to live your outer life more in the extroverted world of intuiting, of possibilities and ideas. And especially when you get two people together who are somehow in sync and you start brainstorming, often, nobody's with you anymore, but in the group. Okay. So all that letter J and P does is tells you where do you use your perceiving. It tells you that you would use your preferred perceiving process in the external world. That's all it is. It's a modifier that tells you that. So when we grouped you by NJ and NP, or SJ and SP, that's what we were getting at. You can see that the focus of the perception is external for NP or SP. And that changes all the time. That the external world is often changing. And the introverted world, there's in something on the inside, then that is information that comes to you from the inside. And introverted sensing is more about it's accessing what has been, and introverted intuiting is what will be. They're opposites in that way, but they have some. The direction is similar.